Okay, it's 4 o'clock. We call this meeting to order. Meeting of the Group Insurance Committee. Next item, we have roll call. Rachel Drake.
So we're looking for, Jeff is present. Eric Diamond.
Here.
Mike Dixon. I am present. Tony McMillan is not here. Vicky, I didn't see Vicky. Okay, Dawn Miller.
Here.
Robert Munson.
Here.
Joseph Silvera.
Here.
And Mary Beth Akers, not here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Thank you. All right, moving on to item 2.01, presentation and discussion of Washoe County School District Group Insurance Claims Experience Report as of February 2024. For presentation and discussion only, we have Nate Kerr with us to go over that. Welcome.
Oh, good afternoon. Nate Kerr with LP Insurance. For the record, filling in for Mr. Barnes. Here to go over the monthly report for February 2024 for Washoe County School District Employee Benefits Plan. Turning to the executive summary on Exhibit 1. You'll notice that employee enrollment is up about 2%, running at about 7,139 employees per month on average. The dependent counts, both dependent units and total number of dependents, are relatively flat, running at 2219 and 4370 correspondingly. From a claims perspective, net paid claims, so claims removing any stop loss reimbursements or pharmacy rebates, is running about $6.6 million per month, which is up about 11% over the prior period, which ran at about 5.9. But when we bring in the slight increase in enrollment there to create our composite cost, that brings it down to about 8.8%, running about $924.98 per month. Our fixed cost on line 6, we had a very good stop loss renewal, 2 in a row, knock on wood. Trend in stop loss, by the way, runs about 20%. It's called leveraged trend for those of you who are familiar with that term. And we've been able to get flat or better the last 2 years. So great in that regard, especially from a budget rate standpoint. Whenever we're talking rates, we always assume 20% for that reason. Fixed cost down about a little over a percent, running about $382,000 a month. So we add claims and fixed to get total plan cost, line 7, up about 10.3%, running at $6.9 million per month. For composite, actually takes it down to about 8%, running about $978 per employee per month. And large claims, obviously it's very early in the year, so not out of the ordinary to see that, but we have one so far that has violated the 50% threshold. We start tracking large claims at half of your specific deductible. Turning to Exhibit 3. No major notables for February. Maybe other than some spillover there and stop loss reimbursement on line 5. Looks like we had a little spillover in January and February for that matter. Pharmacy rebates, line 26, we still haven't received our first quarter rebate, or at least from a reporting standpoint, so when that comes in, that should make a significant impact. Line 32, stop loss, that's what I was talking about before. You can see far right, down about 6.5%. TPA and other admin was up about 4 for that net decrease of about 1.4. So all in all, line 35 for February ran at about $929 per employee per month, which is a little bit more in line with the prior year average over on the far right there at $905. Turning to, let's see, Exhibit 4 through 11, I believe we don't go into great depth. That's for your nightly reading pleasure.
That's correct.
If you would like to see the breakdown by status and plan. So turning to Exhibit 12, which is our large claims exhibit. As I said before, we call it our 50% report. We start tracking any claims over $212,500 per member per year. You'll notice that there is one claim that has violated that threshold. But I guess the good news is that it appears to have stabilized. Usually we like to see 3 or 4 months where that number doesn't change. That gives us a pretty good feeling it's stabilized. Or under the status, active status, it says no. So either one of those is kind of the indicators of what we're looking for to see how these things are trending. In Exhibit 13, obviously no claims over the spec of 425,000. So that's good. I think that's first time in a few years. We usually have one or two by February. So going well so far. Any questions?
I don't see any. Nate, thank you very much for your time.
All right.
Before we move to the next item, for the record, I'd like to say that Mike Dixon is now in attendance. We'll move to item 2.02, presentation and discussion of Washoe County School District Group Insurance Anthem Claims Activity and Turnaround Reports for presentation and discussion only, and we have Kelly Dvorak with us today to discuss this.
Kelly Dvorak, for the record, with Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Nice to see everybody. I haven't been out here for a while, but thank you for having me. I have my phone in front of me because I cannot see that. Apologies. So I'm going to go through the medical claims turnaround report. We're doing these about every other month now. So we're looking at the month of February. We had just over 13,000 claims in the month of February on the medical side. In the first, first 14 days, we had 97.16% of those completed. 99.54% were completed in 30 days, and the remaining completed in the 90 days. Just below that, we have our PPO totals and our HSA totals. The bulk of the claims are certainly hitting on the PPO side, very much what we expect. That's where the bulk of your membership is. Just under 12,000 claims for the month of February on the PPO, and right at 1,200 claims for the HSA plan. So, any questions on the medical? Perfect. Is RX in here too? Do we have RX? I don't remember if we include that. Perfect. Okay, we'll move on to dental. So for the month of February, we had 2,496 claims for the dental plan. We had 94.6% of those completed and paid in 14 days, so time of receipt, and then 14 days those were paid and processed, and then the remaining 5.5% were completed within that 30 days. So no claims lags that we're seeing or delays in processing and paying claims from both the medical and the dental side. Any questions for me?
Oh, Eric?
Specifically on the dental report, everything has been clarified and cleaned up. I had several members that had an experience with a dental issue. Can you just touch bases on that? Everything it's actually advantageous you're here today because I had a member report that everything had been corrected.
Oh, good.
Can you advise what was going on?
So I think Mackenzie will keep me honest as well. So we had a change in the way the contract was allowing claims in a 12-month period of time versus on a rolling plan year, basically. So it was limiting when somebody could actually go in and get a claim. If it was before 6 months had passed, it was basically denying that claim as coverage for too soon. So what we did is we amended the way that the language was written in the contract to ensure that on that rolling 12, it didn't have to be an exact 6 month difference between when that claim happened. So if I had it February 1st of last year, I wouldn't be able to get that until August 1st or later, right? So 6 months later from that. There's more leeway now that says you get 2 in a year. So, as you see fit and when you're scheduling them, it's that 2 per year. So we're not limiting it on a 6 month basis, if that helps clear that up.
It does, and I appreciate the explanation. Like I said, what's nice to report now is that everything appears to have leveled out. But like I said, for due diligence, we wanted to understand exactly what was going on because it was significant.
Absolutely. I know we had several people that crossed Mackenzie's desk and then obviously got over to ours. So we did run a full claims impact report to ensure anybody who had a denied claim that claim was reprocessed. All of those payments went back directly to the dentist so that those claims were then processed. So member didn't have that extra responsibility. But I'm glad to hear that it's resolved from your member's perspective. So thanks for sharing that. Good question.
All right, doesn't look like we have any other questions. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 2.03, presentation and discussion of Washoe County School District Group Insurance Wellness Program Report to cover current events and programs as of February 2024. This item is for presentation and discussion only. Mackenzie Howard, I'll hand it to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Mackenzie Howard for the record. So our theme this go-around is all about mindfulness. Our mindfulness-based stress reduction program ended last Wednesday. We had a total of 9 participants complete the program in its entirety. Late yesterday afternoon, I received the evaluation data for this program. So next month, I'll compile all of our evaluation measures and bring those to you guys so you can see the impact that this course had specific to our members. And then March's Healthy Habit Challenge that we hosted on Virgin Pulse was also considered a mindful minute. This was less intensive compared to the stress reduction program. This was more so just taking time throughout your day to find a moment to be mindful. Any questions on wellness?
Doesn't look like it. Thank you, Mackenzie. Next is item 2.04, approval of the minutes of the February 28th, 2024 meeting of the Group Insurance Committee, and this item is for possible action. Robert?
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
Do we have any public comment on this item? No? Okay. All right. Any discussion on this item? No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, next item we have is public comment. Do we have any general public comment? No? Okay, all right. Item 3.02, our next meeting is April 24th, 2024. I assume at 4 p.m. here in the boardroom. And with that, that adjourns this meeting at 4:15 p.m.
Okay, so we expect all meetings within your tenure to be less than 15 minutes.
I don't know about that.
Wait till we
Thanks.
start doing rates.
Yeah, that's where it'll get tough. Yeah.